All right, Space Violence have brought a Scorpion, Inuris, Navy Harbinger, Navy Brutix, Ashimu, Hound, and Tormentor. Is it Tormentor? Oh no, it's frigate.
Yeah, no, that is.
And my Wang gang have brought an Inuris, Fleet Hurricane, Navy Harbinger, Navy Brutix, Harbinger, Hyena, and Kura. So we're seeing a bunch of laser boats from the Wang gang team. And the match should be starting very shortly. It's going to be interesting to watch these Logi, see if the Logi gets primaried first. And it looks like people are just activating their active mods.
Yeah,
the match has started.
I think we should be underway, and I'm just going to wait and see how it shapes up. If you look at the defense, attack, and control. If you look at the defense, control, attack, and control bars, relatively even. But that Hound from Zazad, who was the FC leader, team captain for Space Violence, is gone already.
Yep, he's down. So now the Hyena from the Wang gang team taking damage. However, it's not a massive amount of damage, and his armor tanked. That Tormentor going into low armor now. He should be in a structure soon. The Hyena is tanking in armor. Tormentor for the Space Violence team now getting ripped back by the Inuris. Sorry, Moon, go ahead.
That Tormentor is kudos to the Inuris pilot there, Zanya, because they're getting that Tormentor hanging on there, just absolutely by the skin of their teeth. Definitely,
the Space Violence team is relatively loosely anchored, whereas the Wang gang team, all but the Tormentor, are all anchored up relatively well. That may be why they picked off and started shooting the Tormentor, because just because of its not being close enough to receive reps from the Logi. The Space Violence Inuris now taking shield damage. He'll be into armor soon, and he'll start repping. So it looks like this Wang gang team may be a long range setup.
They're just looking quite convincing at the moment on the grounds. It's they're kept control. They're not looking in danger, despite all of the evil that's trying to be applied on them at least.
Yeah, and that's coming from the Scorpion, so that is going to be bonus jams. With their range, it may not be too bad, because their range means that they ideally will take less damage, but that Tormentor taking some more damage now for the Space Violence team. That's not really too bad of a loss. Obviously, it's not great for Space Violence, and they do want to get some kills on the board. But now the Wang gang Kuro taking damage is probably the thing that's just sitting closest to the Space Violence team. With that Tormentor being repped back up by the Inuris, we're just waiting to see some more damage being applied here. I think that the Wang gang team now need to, the Space Violence team really need to run. I think they need to get a little bit closer, start doing some more damage. It is possible that for the next 7 minutes, nothing else will be lost, and the Wang gang team could win this. But I highly doubt it.
I think that's the case there. It's all on the grounds that it's only going with those jams going out. It only takes one of them on the Logi to suddenly upset everything, and then you can actually start to apply the damage. For me, I think that they're still quite a way off of each other, so relatively well spread out. So it might be just a case of Space Violence not able to actually do that target switching, so they can actually apply damage usefully.
I do think that the Scorpion of the Space Violence team is in a bit of a precarious position, sitting directly or sitting relatively close to the hostile team. He is within Logi range, but probably only out to the Inuris' fall off. If I was the Wang gang team, I would at least try and deal some damage to that Scorpion. It seems like they're not really doing much damage to anything else. We'll see what happens. We're seeing. I just saw that Tormentor. He's just orbiting around by the looks. He's not actually burning.
Well, we've just seen a grappler go onto a Navy Harbinger.
We'll see if anything comes from that then.
And they are webbing the Scorpion now, which is interesting because, generally that's a ship that you don't need to worry too much about webbing.
Yeah, especially with what they've got. Well, I guess we'll see. I see that the Scorpion does have launches fitted as well. So We'll just see what happens with that damage there. But now the Harbinger of the Wang team taking a little bit of damage. Hopefully the Oneros will be able to wrap that back up. However, the Oneros does have some jams from the Scorpion on it now. So whether or not the Oneros can actually lock anything, oh yeah, he's wrapping the Harbinger now. So he seems like he's doing okay. Let's go, guys. 5 minutes 30 seconds left on the match. And we're just waiting to see some damage being applied. I think we're going to probably see some teams.
There we go. You keep saying we're waiting for some damage to be applied. There's damage going out. It's not as if people are not able to actually do anything on either side. Stuff is going on for sure. I mean, you just look at the attack and control bars. There's definitely stuff happening there. It's just a case of like nothing quite punching through, but that Scorpion does seem to be picking up a bit of attention now.
He is. Oh, he's in armor now, which will be interesting to see. And obviously, that if he has armor tech, then those are big chunks of armor that he's losing. Now getting reps from the Oneros. However, his armor continues to go down. He is at 60% on my screen at the moment. We'll have a look and see what the reps the reps are bringing back up to about 70%. So we'll see if they're making any headway in that. It is also possible that once the Oneros gets into range, then the other fleet will start going after it. It looks like the Scorpion is moving. The percentages are going up in his favor, so he is going to be fully wrapped up very shortly.
There again, it might be just a case of like Wang Gang actually like doing the target switching there, actually making Zanya like space violence actually like work for the logi component, and all the time that you do that kind of like target switching, then there's an opportunity you might actually punch through and catch him off guard.
That's right. So it really is a cap thing for the Oneros as well. Like he's not going to be able to run a lot of the time. They're not going to be able to run their reppers at full power all the time. And so what you need to do is you just need to keep on hitting that Scorpion. The thing about the Scorpion is that it doesn't get a bonus to armor. So you're going to have to be trying to rep a Scorpion a lot more than you would say like a Megatron or something like that. A bunch of ships on the Wang team now taking damage, however, only into shield. That Navy Harbinger of Zone Necro is taking a little bit of armor damage, but getting wrapped up straight away.
Also, just if I can chip in there, if you weren't paying attention, Shimmy, you would have noticed that Tormentor finally died because they actually did target switching.
Thank you, Moomin. You always look out for me.
Someone has to.
I'm not allowed to be by myself.
Understandably so.
Anyway, the Scorpion of Stardust Miner and the Navy Harbinger of Zone Necro for the Wang team, both taking damage. We'll just see how that goes and see if there is some more target switching. The Ashimu might be another target. But
it looks like they're focused again onto the Scorpion because they apply pressure onto the Scorpion and then they go after something a bit softer. The problem that they've got now though is with the Navy Harbinger, the Navy Brutix and the Ashimu is they all have significantly more survivability than obviously the frigate sized ships.
It also depends on how they're fit, but if you do it all percentage based, then definitely. So the Scorpion still taking damage as well as that Navy Harbinger. We're just waiting to see if there is a switch on DPS application. The Wang team have not lost a ship yet. However, they've only destroyed 5 points worth of anything. Obviously, if they kill that Scorpion, then things are going to be pretty rosy for them. Only 1 minute 45 seconds remaining in the match. So the Space Violence team really needs to stop dicking about and get in there.
They need to do something like relatively kind of like quickly. I mean, they do have a couple of soft targets there, but it's not as if they can just kill that crew and be leveled out.
They may be better off killing the Hyena because the Hyena should have a relatively not good tank.
Yeah, absolutely. Or they actually go for something like a little bit tougher. To be honest with you, with what they had about, I'm surprised that they just didn't apply pressure on the Oneros from the Wang team right from the off and just try and apply pressure that way.
So we see the Wang team now applying pressure to the Oneros of Space Violence. It would be I was just thinking that maybe the Harbinger would be a good target for the SV team. To T1 battlecruiser, so less tank than the Navy ships, and also worth 12 points, which would put them ahead. But there's only 35 seconds remaining now, 30 seconds remaining, so it looks like the Wang gang may just win this one on points, which is
Yeah,
kind
and
of
I mean,
sad.
it's like really well. You say that, but it's like they bought the game that they need to like.
They played it
If
well.
you win, yeah, if you win by 1 point, you still won. That's
No, I agree, man. It's still a win. I just like to see internet spaceships blow up, but doesn't everyone?
Oh, absolutely. But as I say, I think that One Gang team have really played solid, and time counts down to 0. It's a win for them. Space Violence, unlucky, is like because this could have been a very different kind of like result for them. They just lost like 5 points, which is nothing really.
Definitely, and obviously they won their first match, so it would have been great for them to get pushed straight into. I think it's the finals once you win 2, maybe it's 3. But
yeah, well, Space Violence, they kind of ended up technically losing their game, didn't they?
oh yeah, that is correct. So is that a second win for Wang Gang?
I'm old
they
and I
lost their
forget.
first match. So
Yeah.
Okay,
Anyway,
so
should we go back to the studio? Yeah.
definitely that's the last match of the night, and we'll head back to the studio and talk to you guys.